So I'm calling up my dad, Benjamin Onyango.
Thanks for that awesome introduction. Maybe some of you noticed that I was limping when I was coming out here. Well, somebody lied to me to take up rugby at my age. No, serious. Yeah. So after 3 games, they almost broke my knee. My shoulder is separated. I can't take off my shirt so you can see, I'm not playing around. But anyways, so my wife had a hard time with that. But a friend of hers, actually her sister, called her and said, you know what? That's a good, what's that crisis thing? Midlife crisis to have. Playing rugby. Okay, but anyway, I'm out, so I'm good. And just the week before I got hurt, we had girls, co-ed. I haven't even started my thing yet. I'm just telling you a little story here. We had girls, we had a co-ed rugby thing going on. So they brought some girls from CSUN, Cal State, Northridge, and they came to play with us. And I was being soft on them because I didn't want to hurt anybody, But then the coach was like, hey, Benjamin, rip the ball from her. I said, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. So the girl came and tackled me, hit me, and I thought I was ripping the ball off of her, but until the scream came, that's when I knew I was actually ripping the mammary glands. So anyways. So now, when you come to America, from a place, like where I came from a third world country, America is such a culture shock, especially if you've never been to a big city. You just came from Oshago, from the village, That's all you know. So having said that, let me take you back to 1987. Most of you guys weren't even born. I'm the dinosaur in the house right now. Okay, so 1987, when I landed at LAX, oh my God. And then I walked through those doors. I could not believe what I saw. I was like, what is this? Are you kidding me? I could not believe the roads were that smooth, man. I wanted to sleep right there on the freeway. That was crazy, what? And then 7 lanes one way? Are you kidding me? I'm no Einstein, man, but at that moment, I had an Einstein moment. I was like, that's 14 lanes both ways. It was incredible. And the next thing that happened to me that I just blew my mind was automatic doors. There I was, 27 years of age. Oh, somebody's counting now. 1987, he was 27. Do the math. Anyways, I had never seen an automatic door anywhere in the world. So one day, I was going into Save Mart. I was feeling good about myself, man. I was like, yeah, I'm in America. And I was even doing a little dance. Hey, Nico America, Nico America. Then as I approached that door, all of a sudden the door opened for me, and I'm like, instantly I had a spear in my hand, man. How did the lions follow me all the way to America? And as I stood there panicking, I had a voice behind me, yo man, you okay? Then I snapped out of it. Then I saw this guy, he was going as far away from me as possible. I don't know what's wrong with him. And they went to the store. And when the doors opened, I was like, I get it. I jumped on my phone, cell phone. And cell phone in 1987 was as big as a shoe. So I was like, yo, calling Africa. Peter, you will not believe what I've just witnessed. America is so cool, even the doors respect you. And that's why I'm not coming back. And I've never been back since. This place was fantastic, man. So anyways, so after I was here about a month, it was time to look for a job. I had saved some 90,000 Kenya shillings. Didn't do it on Harambe, no. It was just my money. My dad was poorer than I was. So it was just, that's it, that was it. I came with that. And the exchange rate in 1987 was like 15 Kenya shillings to a dollar. So I think I had 6,000 or something like that. And this is what happened. A after I paid my first semester of fees, which was 2,000, I think 800 or something, I had nothing. I was like, I think I better look for a job. And a friend of mine told me that, 7-Eleven down the street is hiring. So I was like, I rushed over there and that bus was those, hey. The guy was like, whoa, what's going on? With the enthusiasm of an African, I was like, hey, I'm here. I'm here for the job. He's like, what? No, the job that you advertised in my campus, I'm here for it. I am the man. Yes. I said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. Could you come Monday when the manager's here so we can fill out an application? I said, yes, thank you. And I was about to turn around and he said, hey, excuse me, can you do the graveyard? I'm like, what? Can you do the graveyard? Instantly, man, I was sweating profusely. Graveyard. Are you gonna do it or not? Yes, I'll do it. Okay, I'll come Monday. Hey, all that enthusiasm I walked in with dissipated, man. When I went home that night, I got no sleep. Because graveyard to me, I figured, I imagined myself walking amongst tombstones, shoveling dirt, dead people clawing at my legs, It's like, whoa, man. I must have woken up like 5 times screaming, yes, Anyway, needless to say, I didn't go back there. I went 40 miles away and got me a job as a dishwasher at the Denny's restaurant. That was my first job. Because nobody told me that graveyard was a shift. Who came up with that anyway? Graveyard. Why don't you just say 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.? Graveyard shift. American genius. Anyways, this is probably a true story or it's not. Just take it as it is. I'm from the Luo tribe, like Obama, our president. Yeah, his father was Luo. Okay, in Africa, in Kenya, between the Luo tribe and the Luhya tribe, there's a small little tribe there. It's so tiny, it's so insignificant. They have like 20 people or something. They don't even have a name. And these people don't speak. They use gestures and looks and sound to communicate. But a friend of mine had fallen in love with a girl from this village. He asked me, Benjamin, go with me. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's go. But I stayed at the gate because I'd heard stuff about this, tribe. Anyways, so he went there, talked to the father, sir, I would really like to marry your daughter. The father was like, and that was a yes, by the way. But he panicked, he took off, he passed me by the gate. Hey, I said, yo, what did he say? Man, he looked at me like he wanted to kick me in the head, man. No, what did he say? What did he do? He stared at you? Yeah, that was a yes, man. Oh, man, all right. So we were like high-fiving each other. Then as we were doing that, a guy passed us, man. His leg was broken. He had a spear sticking out of his head. He was bleeding, man. We looked at each other and we said, that was a no. Okay, before I get out of here, one more. I got one more for you guys. I discovered one time I think I was like 2 months in America or something. I'd made some friends. And I went to the park and I saw this American lady talking. They were just at the park, just her and a 7-year-old. And the 7-year-old ran away and started playing, doing some crazy thing. And she was like, Johnny, get back over here. Johnny's doing his own thing. Mother raises her voice, Johnny, I said, get him.